Alright, what's going on, guys? Today we have Drew's EK on the dyno. Just got done putting the swap in. The car came in with a GSR, a full GSR that had been rebuilt. It was smoking a little bit, and Drew didn't want to keep it. He wanted to do B20 V-TEC, so pretty much gave him our B20 V-TEC package. It's 11-to-1 cast pistons, scat H-beam rods, skunk 2 tuner 2 cams, valve train, tri-Y header. It's on 93 octane. We just got it finished up this week. Got on the dyno last night, and like I said, Dustin just got here, just got started. We set base time in. He's tuning low cam air fuels right now, and then we're going to turn on V-TEC and see what she does. Dustin dialed in the low cam air fuels, and now we're adjusting the cams. We just went +2 on the exhaust cam. I didn't really like it. We're gonna go +2 on the intake cam now and reset our base timing and see what it does. On this setup before, we've had a few different variances on what this setup kind of likes, depending on what header it is and how well it's breathing or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and adjust the intake cam and see if we can get a little more out of it and see what it wants. Is what we're trying to figure out. Cam gear adjustments, and it wasn't really doing anything, so we kind of went at it at a different angle. An old AEM air filter, I took this off, and Dustin just did a pull a few minutes ago, and it picked up 10 horsepower just by taking this filter off. Do another one and see if we can keep finding some differences, but this is definitely a restriction, surprisingly, but it was a AEM air filter, and it was a whole intake that was for that car, so we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, before it was at like 199 or like right at 200 before the filter. Yep. Yeah, so that we just picked up about 12 horsepower just by taking the air filter off. We're probably gonna keep making some cam gear adjustments, because on Saturday we were adjusting the cam gears with that filter on, and we were kind of like, why the hell isn't it making a difference? We weren't expecting that filter to be a restriction because of the, like I said, it was a whole AEM intake for a V-series. So surprising the stuff you find sometimes. But yeah, so I'm gonna make some more cam gear adjustments, keep playing with it to see what it wants, and yeah, go from there. All right, guys. So we took the filter off, gained a little bit of power. One thing we noticed, so on this dyno, before you actually let the dyno brake go to do a pull, he gives it full throttle, and then you let go of the brake, and then it starts doing the pull. When he used it full throttle, we heard the engine pinging and popping, like pretty much detonating real bad, and so we assumed it had bad gas in it. We asked Drew, the owner, what kind of gas was in it and where he got it from, and he said he got 93, but he got it from like some rundown gas station. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna jack the back end of this thing up, and I'm gonna take the plug out of the tank, and I'm going to drain this gas out. Dustin's going to go to the gas station and get some fresh 93 from gate, and then we're going to put it back in and see what it does, because typically, like on low RPM, low load throttle like that, you shouldn't hear it pinging and popping like that. So that's what kind of made us a little concerned. So we're just going to play it safe and put some fresh gas in this thing and then keep going. Just a little bit. It's always something, guys. It's always something. Alrighty, I gotta take this bottom gas tank cover off, which I've never even actually seen one of these Civics with this still on here. This old plastic piece that covers the bottom of the fuel tank. So I gotta pop these push pins off. I think it's a couple 10s, and then drop that down. Should be a 17 millimeter bolt plug for these. It's like over here in this corner somewhere. Pop that out, drain the fuel out, and yeah. Alright, she's almost done. Has about a half tank in it. She's almost done. This one's got 5 fresh gallons of 93. Hopefully it fixes it. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen one of these Civics with this entire, like, the bottom fuel tank area cover, plastic cover. I've never seen one with all that stuff still on there. I'm so used to crawling under these things and just like, oh, I just gotta pop the 17 out, and I crawl up under this thing. I'm like, fuck, I got 10 push pins, some 10 brackets, and exhaust is in the way, so I just peeled that corner down and put a pan there and made it work. That was with both the intake and exhaust cams set at 0. So yeah, we lost a little bit right here. Peak was about the same. Also put a little bit of torque over here too, right here. All right, so I definitely like them both at 2. Alright, so this was with the intake cam at +4 and the exhaust at 0, and you can see it pretty much picked up everywhere, kind of flattened out up top right at the end. Picked up torque too, all across. So I like that for the most part. Alright, so this is +4 on the intake cam and +2 on the exhaust cam. Alright, so that was at +4 on the intake and -1 on the exhaust. What's purple? +4, +2. So blue is +2 on both cams, and yellow is +4 and -1 on the exhaust. And you can see doing pretty good. It falls off a little bit up top up here. And yeah, so we see over here, I started leaning it out up here. That's when you know your adjustment that you made was a good adjustment, when it leans it out when it wants more fuel. So Dustin made some fueling adjustments. We're going to see what it does this run. So, yeah, I picked up a little bit. What'd you put, 2 degrees in it? Yeah. Yeah, we put 2 degrees in it and it picked up 3 horsepower. So, I mean, it's pretty much, yeah, we're probably gonna pull that back out. That's probably all it's gonna do. So guys, that's probably all she's gonna do. She's right about 213. How much torque? 144. Yeah, 144, 145 torque. This dyno definitely reads a little bit lower than the old dyno. Before we had the mainline regular roller dyno, and on a setup pretty much similar to this, we're seeing about one of them I think we did made like 217, 218. One made 223, and the other one we did on the 85 made about 232. The one that made 232 had the same piston, same rods, had a B16 transmission, same cams, and it was on the 85. But yeah, I think she's probably good. We got to tidy a few things up, put a different filter on it, double check everything. It doesn't look like she's leaking anything. Nice and dry underneath. Got to put the power steering pump back on, put the belts back on, get it off, put the wheels on. We got to go do some street driving with it and make sure everything's good. But yeah, that pretty much wraps this up for now. Should be a much more fun car than it was before. I think that GSR he had in here only made like 180, 190. I know it made 170. It made like 170, like the first, like the initial like baseline pull. Yeah. So yeah, the GSR he had in it before, it made about 180 something, which is pretty good for a GSR. Yeah, he'll definitely feel the difference. This probably have a little bit more torque too. GSRs don't normally make as much torque as the B20 V-TECs, but yeah, that pretty much wraps this up. We're gonna go ahead and put the pump back on, get it off, get the wheels on, and probably do some street driving and make sure everything's good before we have Drew come up here and pick her up. But yep, that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.